full on.
This lighting is a little weird.
Full on Cholo Andy in San Diego. You're embracing the spirit of,
I just like this shirt so much.
San Diego. I love it, man. All right, dude. Should we let people kind of matriculate their way in? If you can't tell, Andy's in his car.
Oh, you got a cool Delmar background.
I know. I thought you were gonna go hat as well, but what do I? Here I am looking like a schmuck in my.
I left the hat. I left the hat. I'm in the parking lot of Saks Fifth Avenue off Fifth.
Okay.
Here in like Mission Beach spoiler. I rented an all electric car because I'm going to California, which is what you do. The last guy who rented it busted up the suspension. They had to give me a Challenger instead. So I've just been ripping around the streets like an asshole, like just like an asshole 20-year-old.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Challengers are fast. All right, let's. I think we got enough people. Let's start talking about this game a little bit. Try to provide people with a little bit of entertainment. I can close my
edutainment,
and I can close my NBA browser window. I think my Jazz are going to get there. Let's see here.
Camera.
We'll talk a little horses in the overtime for those of you who tuned in for that. I'm sure there's lots of you. But let's talk a little football right now. This would be a good game, I think, if we had gotten a full half out of Mike White, and if that the Jets hadn't had that inopportune fumble. 28-10 doesn't really speak to the competitiveness of the Jets in here, although I do want to call out whoever steamed the bejesus out of the under in this game. That got bet hard today from 46 down to 45. Obviously, they didn't cross any key numbers, but somebody actually, you know what? The Jets got bet. The under got bet, which means somebody was better. The market effectively was saying the Jets defense is better than people think. No. The Jets defense is not good.
Did you have the sound on for the game?
No. I can't listen to Buck and Aikman.
So,
are you kidding me?
I know, but and Drew already knows that I was out shopping with the wife and I forget what time it is out here. I'm like, fuck, the game is on. We have to go watch part of this at least. So I jump into the Yard House.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's not that bad. I like the Yard House.
No, Yard House is good stuff. Great beer choices.
Sound is on, is there? Oh, yeah. I had a really good Belgian white.
Ooh.
The sound is on in there. And, one of the DNs made this shoestring tackle on one of the backs coming out of the backfield. And, the announcer just, that just speaks to the culture that they're cultivating there. And, what the fuck are you talking about? Defense. Did you watch the Patriots game? Yeah, this defense, just the culture of that defense is really put the clamps on a rookie quarterback with a coach who's lost it, by the way, and by it I mean being good at coaching. And I don't know. So you were right to leave the announcers off, to leave the volume off.
That's because that's not part of the culture, really. I mean, they're playing hard, but the Jets defense has been awful for the balance of this season for the most part. They're very, very suspect, especially in the passing attack. Questionable that they gave the Colts a touchdown there at the end, I guess. Happy for Michael Pittman fantasy owners, I suppose, but that really didn't exactly look like a touchdown to me, but that's fine. Jonathan Taylor's running amok. Some of our friends, including Will Brinson, Naeem Hines, first touchdown scored. That was a huge hit. Some of our other friends with the little Elijah Moore touchdown, yes. I think that hit at 4-1. So that was a nice look. But we
did talk about this too.
Yeah, go ahead.
We talked about Wentz, the Wentz thing where, once per drive, he's going to throw it right at a defender. And hopefully it was a poorly thrown ball and the defender can't even catch it. I guess the best way to avoid that is just run the piss out of these backs, especially when I don't have the box score up. I'm working off my phone in a parking lot here, so I don't have the box score up. But I'm assuming the yards per carry
right now.
Yards per carry.
For a team or player?
As a squad. Team.
Team stats for the Colts, right? Is what you're curious about?
Yeah. Yards per rush.
Yards per rush. Yards per play. Yards per rush. 7.9. Holy shit. That's pretty good.
I was thinking 6.
I didn't think it was going to be that big.
There have been Hines' touchdown was 34.
7.9.
Taylor popped a couple 20-ish, but 7.9. You keep doing that. So this Colts team, like you don't want to let a team back in this. You're gonna let a team back in this if you let Wentz do stupid shit like that. Just keep running.
Yeah.
Foot on the throat. Don't let this team. What do you think about this total?
Oh boy, 21.5 is too low. Johnson
doesn't
frisky.
Look terrible.
No, and I mean,
not only is he frisky, but LaFleur seems willing to just say fucking YOLO with whatever quarterbacks out there.
Well, he's calling better plays.
They're not limiting the playbook.
These
might actually be calling better plays now.
I mean, honestly,
that is funny.
A ton of the Jets can't do anything in the first quarter. Jets, can't get out of their own way in the first quarter. Blah blah blah. A lot of that was LaFleur's fault over the first 7 games. They are definitely a lot more lively with the plays they're calling. And actually, you know what else? We didn't talk about it because we gave Mike White so much dap, but the receivers and the backs out of the backfield for the Jets, but they have some guys who can move and they're making plays, they're making catches. They're trying hard. Elijah Moore obviously showed a little pop. I liked the separation he got. Obviously, in his touchdown was more of a broken play than his work, I guess. But
I was going to say some people gave White credit on that pass, and he threw the ball right where he needed to be. And it was somebody, our guy Sports Hack there. He's like he went to his third read there, which is great, but at the same time, sometimes your third read looks pretty good when it's a broken play. I don't know how this is happening, but everything is breaking to make Mike White look just amazing, and now he's hurt. Now it's
probably the best thing for him if he wants to get a look as a backup and a contract or something.
Yeah.
So, and probably the best thing for the Jets because you don't want to accidentally win too many games and take yourself out of outstanding draft position. You want to be able to go get who's that Oregon kid, Thibodeau? You want a bona fide pass rusher in this Robert Saleh defense, but next to some of those other big bodies on that line, that could turn the defense around pretty quickly. People are noting here LaFleur now calling plays from up in the booth instead of the sidelines. I can't imagine that's the only difference. There was probably some self scouting that went on when they were on the for their bye week where they were like, what are we doing? Because it was the sequencing that I was having problems with, not necessarily just evaluating the defensive matchups and calling plays, which is the only thing I think you would get if you're up in the booth. But whatever the case is, they're just calling better plays sequencing wise, less predictable, less wasted downs into a stack boxes. So maybe that is actually the part of the factor. But whatever the case is, the Jets offense is lively.
If I were a defensive coach, I'd want to be up there more too. I've watched games from watching games from really good seats almost sucks more. Especially when you're used to football on TV, the angle sucks sometimes for seeing how plays develop.
Sure.
If I were any coordinator, I'd want that all 22 view from up high. I think I'd have a much better view of what's working and what's not working for live adjustments. Some people somebody asked if White would come back in. I don't think so.
I didn't hear a bad deal, but I didn't hear obviously.
His wrist looked pretty fucked. He tried to throw the ball and it looked like when they go out and make a football movie and they get a guy that can't throw the ball. It's oh no, this guy's arm doesn't move in the right direction. It looks rough. Then he went back into the blue tent.
None of the injury accounts that I follow have an update on him that's positive.
I didn't see anything. Yeah, I'm just assuming this is the Josh Johnson show.
How about Taylor? He wasn't on for 4th and 1. He did come back on the field though, so he's fine as far as I can tell you.
Nerve damage in his forearm. Someone says here.
Jeez. All right. Well, really, the Colts came in with a good game plan. It's working. I don't know why they would stop at this point. They're going to get a couple more touchdowns. The Jets are going to YOLO it also. They're not going to punt and waste their opportunities.
Should we just go
I think it's
24.
Well, the second half total is 20.5 now. So I don't know if that was a rogue number at WinBet or if the steam has been on the under, but over 20.5 is almost only minus 114. I don't mind that at all. I think that's where we go with this because the Jets are going to contribute to this one way or the other. It might be turnovers, might be short fields for the Colts. It's definitely going to be bad defense. I don't know that there's going to be like an all of a sudden adjustment that the Jets can make defensively to start being able to tackle better. They're losing everyone B1 on the line except for Quinn Williams. What do you think?
I'll let you run with it. I don't know how this game goes at all. This game is out of hand already. It's an 18-point game with a backup, Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Injured players. I'm not sure if Jonathan Taylor is going to get all the looks.
Let's go over 20 and a half here. Let's do a couple. The very, very trendy player prop of the week that might have gotten mushed was the Michael Carter receptions. He's got 1 for 18.
How many receptions was it? Like 3.5?
I saw 4.5. Most places. It may have gotten steamed up. Michael Carter, 28 yards on the ground, 18 yards via the air. So he's probably going to need some garbage time stuff. But they're in a negative game state, so I doubt they're going to be wasting many design runs. There'll probably be some opportunities for him to get some short passes, make it easier on Josh Johnson here. Yeah.
On the how many plays did the Jets run and how many were rushes? It feels like they ran very little to begin.
Okay. I will get that for you as we speak. They have run 27 plays. Of those 27 plays, 9 were rushes.
They aren't running to begin with.
They are only running on 33% of downs to this point.
Somebody's asking team total pick on Wednesday. We did take the Vikings over.
Yeah, I still feel okay about that. I think that's the right side. Low.
Injuries not trending the best way with Minnesota. I think you might, if you like Minnesota, you might be able to bet it at the on Sunday.
I missed it. What's not good?
I can't think. It's a defender now. I saw something come across. I've been drinking for like 3 days straight.
Oh, you? Oh, you have?
Somebody fill me in. I saw a Vikings injury today.
So when we had a similar game state at halftime of the Jets-Patriots game, which was also Jets on the road, that halftime was 31-7. The Patriots ended up getting the team total, the second half over by themselves in that one.
By themselves. Yeah. That was a weird one though, where they even with Hoyer in, they were throwing like that, just angry. Danielle Hunter, there you go. That's I felt like there was one more. Danielle Hunter matters.
We knew about Danielle Hunter though. He's done for the season.
I feel like I saw one more yet today. Like Danielle Hunter, the Peck thing was early in the week. Overtime.
Jalen Ramsey popped up on the injury report. The Rams had a bunch of guys that were surprising. Let me find the Vikes here. You got anything to your Sunday card yet?
I'll put it together at the track. I'm gonna bring my notebook, my binder. I'm gonna be that guy at the track. Not really.
You have any other football comments before we jump to? I have one football comment that I wanted to make. Everson Griffin did not practice. Maybe that was the one you were thinking. Anthony Barr also did not practice, but he hasn't been healthy all season. Michael Pierce went from limited to DNP, but we expected that also. Harrison Smith rest. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me correct the record. Anthony Barr was limited, upgraded from DNP to limited. Everson Griffin was veteran rest day. It was not an injury. So really, we're only talking about Michael Pierce is the downgrade, but we expected that was going to come. So not shocking. Let's see the
hold me closer, Cameron Dantzler.
One other football comment I wanted to make. When we were talking about the Aaron Rodgers situation, we were really only looking at it through the lens of the Green Bay Kansas City game and the adjustment to that line.
Yeah.
But the Green Bay Packers are currently the 1 seed in the NFC. And this injury effectively nukes that in my mind. Like you'd have this was a 50-50 game that now is basically 75-25. Right? So
but it's an AFC game, at least for tiebreakers, it's still an AFC game.
The Rams are 7-1 tied with you. By the way, I think you're gonna have to play the Rams coming up soon.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Bucks are
Like,
seven,
if you beat some of these
6-2.
teams,
They have an
head-to-head,
easy ass schedule. I mean, you're literally gonna have to beat the Rams if you expect to.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was. I think regardless, because even if you won this one and lost to the Rams have the head-to-head and likely finish with the same record or maybe even one better. So I don't think they're nuked.
Okay.
The fact that it's not an NFC game helps. You said nuked. I don't know.
No. I'm saying it's nuked because it's, this is now from a 50-50 to a loss. Next week would have been if you were, as we looked at the overall, what's built into the market is what people, a week ago thought about, like the schedule and how it played out. And at the time they were playing the Seahawks and maybe Geno Smith, and they had Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams was going to be back. But now Aaron Rodgers is going to get over COVID and be 2 negative tests and be out there on the field next week. I call BS on that. This was not like a guy who was vaccinated and has an asymptomatic case and he's just like hoping that it goes quickly and he can pass the test and get back out there. Like this is going to have to run its course now. Now we've seen guys miss, several weeks, and he's an older guy, really, in the NFL landscape. This is not 20. He's like almost.
I know, but he's rich. But he's rich. He's getting all this extra like experimental shit right now. Like,
is he?
He's gonna rip.
He's not just using homeopathy.
I don't think he's not using homeopathy.
He's not using stuff. Guava root or whatever extract.
He is down at Tractor. Yeah, he's down at Tractor Supply right now, getting a variety of horse medicines.
Dude, he's got all of the crystals.
He's going to be fine.
That they sell at the Green Bay Crystal Expo.
He's
got them all. They're all
right,
around.
Time out. Huge segue to San Diego. There are so many fucking crystal stands, like and they all have these books, like the Bible of crystals, like they tell you which crystal. Like, crystals aren't real, guys. Like, Himalayan salt is just a different colored salt. You can eat it. It's dumb. Anyway, I've walked all over this town, it seems like, and everywhere there's a goddamn crystal stand. It's dumb. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Send Rodgers to San Diego to get his crystals then.
There's people who are not immunized who've gotten this, who get over it in a couple days. So I don't want to speculate to next week. If he misses next week, the one seat may be nuked.
Yeah, but the full range of outcomes is not priced in, is really what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The best case scenario, he misses all practice next week and returns to the facility the day before the game against the Seahawks, where Russell Wilson probably is back. That's the best case scenario, and that he has no lingering effects, and that there's no impacts. Right. So
I had a chorizo breakfast burrito the size of an infant today. I got through like 3/4 of it. It was so good I couldn't throw it away. Wrapped it up, threw it in the fridge. I might eat it when I get home. I'm gonna wake up at 2 a.m. with the worst heartburn because I'm gonna eat a chorizo burrito when I get home from drinking tonight. We're gonna take the old rig back to we're down in Pacific Beach, which is a nice area.
Oh,
we're gonna take the rig back. There's so many bars you can walk to. So like I'm gonna take the car back to the house and we're just gonna walk to like a bunch of places and go. There's so many rooftop bars and like beachside shit. Like I'm done. Let's call this. We'll talk horses. Well, maybe we'll do a little. Maybe we'll do a horse stream. I don't know.
Last point I want to make about Rodgers real quick. I know you don't want to talk about this anymore, but I just wanted to bring this up.
I would like to hear your opinion though. I value it.
Everyone else in the NFC race has one thing in common. You want to guess what that is?
Everyone else.
Every other contender in the NFC has something in common besides the Packers. They are warm weather teams, or they play in domes.
I was just trying to come up with their quarterback will be spending the holidays with family.
Their quarterbacks will be spending probably.
Likely.
Yes, probably. They are all warm weather teams. They play in controlled environments. And now you're potentially moving yourself down the standings because of this. and giving up the home field advantage of Lambeau Field in the month of January.
It does suck. Like, no,
it didn't matter last year.
Rodgers fucked up. Like, I mean, you're right. They have great tequila. It's mezcal for lunch.
Ooh.
I had a smoked mezcal Paloma. We were up in La Jolla for a bit. I went to a place called George's. Oh my God!
You like La Jolla?
Food, and La Jolla was a great area. We walked around La Jolla for a bunch.
What's been your favorite little neighborhood so far?
La Jolla's cool, but I'm just in love with Pacific Beach because I live there now.
Yeah,
in my little house, and I know the neighborhood. I'm like, oh, let's walk down to our coffee shop and get a coffee. Like my house, like I walk around the corner from the house we rented, and you can see the bike path that goes along the ocean. So like you just hop on that and you walk down, and there's a coffee shop and a burrito shop. And somebody said Drew is coming down tomorrow for the races.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Let's do a live. We'll do a live stream before the juvenile.
We'll do a live. We'll do a live.
Pick off some angles. Here are my betting angles. If you're doing your handicapping at home tonight, the jockeys matter. There's a lot of jockeys that usually take money. Guys like Irad Ortiz Jr., even Jose Ortiz. That they don't run at Del Mar very often. They don't. And obviously you're a professional jockey. You're good at what you do. I get it. But it's a different weird type of track. Like typically an Irad Ortiz, Chad Brown on turf is a slam. Don't even think about it. Like that's going to be a bet horse. It's going to have a good chance.
Shit's going off at even.
Yeah. But on this track with these bizarre turns in just the general constricted nature, it's a lot tougher. Similarly, in general, there are not many jockeys who run well at Del Mar. Flavian Pratt has had a really, really nice meet. It's worth pointing out this summer he was awesome. He probably is likely to hit the board a couple extra times. Interested to see what the Bob Baffert horses look like, because Bob Baffert obviously has been given the cold shoulder at every track in the country, but he's back. He's here, and he's got a bunch of horses that are
what are they gonna do?
Pretty live. So
yeah, what are they gonna do? Arrest him for being awesome? Like he's fine. So we'll probably early afternoon Pacific time, mid afternoon Mountain. We'll put a phone up on a stand and we'll talk how the horses have been.
Yeah. So far. The other thing in general,
we'll do it like we'll do it mid meet.
Chalk does not always come in at the breeders. Also, it is a tough handicap. This is not we'll throw all these out. There's probably 2 or 3 horses. You really got to look at them all. Like there will be some long shots that come in, and there'll be some big prices. I would not be surprised and especially this year, because this year's been all over the place. A lot of these horses traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast. Who knows? That's a handicapping hill. Who knows? Their circadian rhythms are even going to be set to race at the time that they're. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea if horses have circadian rhythms.
That is a thing with some of those. That's why they bring over those Dubai and the Japanese horses. You got to bring them over so early when they are racing in like the Derby, because they got to get used to living here in America for a little bit. So
we got a big down. We got a big down here. It is 3rd and goal. If the Colts do not convert and they're gonna kick a field goal, that would be a bummer for our over. Let me just see here.
A kick in the dick is what.
And Carson Wentz is running amok. He did not make it. He got shoelace tackled. He's at the 1-yard line. That's too bad.
Let's go for it.
You think they do? I think they probably do. I mean, they're at the freaking 1. God, he was so close.
You could really put this game away.
You could really put this game away. I would like to see them go for it, but who knows if they actually do. The chat's probably going to spoil it because I'm a little on a delay here. I'm shocked he didn't fumble. I'm shocked. Oh, they're going for it. We got the offense out. This will put the nail in the coffin if they don't convert.
Yeah, then I don't have to pay attention. I can just go to the bar.
That will be that. Turnover on
stuffed.
Terrific. That didn't look like it was ever going to work. All right. Well, maybe we'll get a safety. 2 points. Short field.
For fuck's sakes. All right.
I know it, right? All right, man. Well, let's wrap it. I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll catch up tomorrow.